Late one evening, a boy named Yell was lying in his bed counting sheep to help him fall asleep. 1. He counted and a fluffy white sheep jumped over his bed. 2. Another sheep leaped over. 3. Yell opened his eye when the third sheep did not jump. He saw the problem. There was no sheep to jump. It was lost. Yell crawled out of his bed and looked around. The first and second sheep were sitting near the bed. And the fourth one was standing beside the window, waiting for its turn. The third sheep must be late, I guess, thought Yell. He took his flashlight and climbed to the attic where all his imaginary sheep lived. Hey there. Is the third sheep here? Asked Yell, looking around the small space. The sheep looked at one another and shook their heads. The sheep was not there. When he came back to his room, Yell had an idea. If something is missing, it must be under my bed. But there Yell only found a missing toy block and his teddy bear. Yell put the toys he had found in his toy chest and looked inside it for his missing sheep. But the sheep was not there. Next Yell crawled under the table, but there was only a coloring book and same pencils. The sheep was not there. While he tried to think of where to look next, he put the book on the shelf and the pencils in their cup on the table. Yell climbed into a chair and looked around the room. He did not see the missing sheep. But he did see a huge mess. The boy did not want to look for the sheep in the mess on the floor, so he decided to look somewhere else. Maybe the sheep was in the yard. Flashlight in hand, Yell and the sheep went out into the dark yard full of dancing fireflies. Yell's dog was in her kennel. Yell wanted to ask the dog for help, but the dog was busy counting her own little sheep. The dog's sheep were tiny and brown. They rejoiced at seeing the big white sheep and climbed into their backs to have a ride. The white sheep began to hop. They tried to bounce the tiny impish sheep off, but they refused to go back to their flock. Yell asked the fireflies to help. The fireflies plucked up the little brown sheep and brought back to their place with the dog. Luckily, all that fuss did not wake up the dog. Yell went to the barn. His bicycle was knocked over on the dirt in front of the building. He lifted the bike to look for the missing sheep. But the sheep was not there. Yell decided to put the bicycle back in its correct place inside the barn. In the barn he saw his bucket and sandbox toys around on the floor. The third sheep must be under the bucket, Yell decided. But the sheep was not there. Next, he picked up his bucket and toys and put them back on the shelf. Then he went back to the house. His granddad Joe was waiting for him on the doorstep. "Why did you go for a walk late?" he asked. The boy explained that he was looking for his imaginary sheep. "Can I borrow one from you?" Yell asked his granddad. "You don't mean that. All my sheep are old, and they are not able to jump anymore," laughed Granddad Joe. "But I think you should look more carefully in your room. I'm sure your sheep is there." So Yell went back to his room. He peeked under the rug, but all he found was his long-lost sock. At least he solved one mystery. Yell put the sock away with its match. Next, he looked under the pillows near the chair. Maybe the sheep hid here to get warm. He turned all the pillows over, but the sheep was not there. Where is that sheep? Yell sighed sadly. He neatly put the pillows on the armchair and smoothed them out, so they looked tidier. "Oh, look at that pile of clothes over there," cried Yell when he looked at the corner of his room. "Gosh, it even moves." The pile of clothes shook and started moving around the room. "Clothes, stop right there," demanded Yell, trying to catch them. The pile of clothes ran away from the boy until it got stuck in another corner of his room. Suddenly, a sheep's head peeped out from the pile. The poor animal had gotten stuck in the messy clothes. Yell apologized to the sheep for the terrible mess and helped it out from the pile. Next, he folded clothes neatly away. Now everything in the room was tidy. Yell felt much better and went to bed. He promised the sheep that he would keep his bedroom tidy from that time on. One would get stuck in the messy clothes again. Then the sheep got into line beside the window and started jumping in turns over Yell, while the boy fell soundly asleep counting 1, 2, 3, 4. The end. Thank for watching. Don't forget share and like. Click the button to subscribe my channel.